The spark notes of my football career is I went from walk-on to the Super Bowl. So I had the pleasure of spending 1 year in the NFL, barely, got a brief taste.
Yeah.
But I was fortunate enough to be on a Super Bowl team with the
And that was your
49ers.
first year, right?
It's my first year.
That's crazy.
First and only year. So it went from bottom to the top.
How did you come and bring the team together to beat a team like Ohio State that year?
Well, I didn't do it. There's a guy by the name of Tyler Trent. He unfortunately was battling cancer. Having him, one, was just like incredibly inspiring to see how someone was approaching that incredible battle they were facing. And then two, it gives you perspective for like what really matters and what's really important. But when I went to the hospital, I was in the ICU. I literally asked the doctor, I was like, a couple days? Like, how far away was I from not making it? He's like, days. I was like, dude, you had hours. So like, I went on my deathbed, I stared death in the face, I didn't blink, right back to it.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Welcome back, everybody, to the FBA podcast, where we discuss foundation, business, and athletics. We're located right here at our secondary location at the Ovation and Video Center in Carmel, Indiana. Come check them out. I'm your host. My name is Byron J.Z. Hubbard II, and every guest we have on here is special. But for my personal history, I know this guy personally. We played together at Purdue. Our guest today really brings the example of the walk-on mentality and has that as a winning blueprint for life. He's a former Purdue Boilermaker. He came to the program as a walk-on and earned a starting safety spot. He became an academic All Big Ten selection, but he also sealed the 2017 Foster Farms Bowl with an interception. After his collegiate career, he had a shot in the NFL where he played for the Colts and the 49ers, and he uses his mechanical engineering degree from Purdue to drive his work as a co-founder of All In Performance, and he is an entrepreneur building sales and marketing automation systems. Please welcome Jake Thieneman.
Appreciate you having me on, man. Excited.
Yeah,
no, I'm excited
quite
too. The
too.
intro, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I put a lot of work in the intro.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
No, man, I appreciate you being here, taking the time. I know I cold reached out on Instagram. We haven't talked for a while, but the experiences that we have at any collegiate level, it's unforgettable, man. Unforgettable. And I remember coming in, like, knowing of you and your reputation there. I think I came in your junior year, your second to last season at Purdue. Was my first time on the team, and just watching you play, like your hustle, it really did change the way I played the sport, truly. So I look up to you, man. I respect you so much, and I appreciate you being here. I really do.
Well, dude, I appreciate that, man. That means a lot.
Yeah.
It really means a lot.
But the premise of the show is the pursuit of purpose through the insight of people like yourself. So the way that I get this going is I allow the guests to start from the beginning. I allow you to tell your story, tell me about your experiences and your journey from the start, man. So the floor is yours.
From the start. Where do you want to start? You
I'm
want to
talking
start?
start.
Like how young we talking? Like start of football, start of walk-on?
Start of you.
Start of me.
Yeah.
It's great. Wow. That's okay. Where to start? I'll start with deciding to walk on, because I think that will shed a lot of light and maybe help some people make decisions on certain paths in life.
Yeah.
So the spark notes of my football career is I went from walk-on to the Super Bowl. So I had the pleasure of spending 1 year in the NFL, barely, got a brief taste.
Yeah.
But I was fortunate enough to be on a Super Bowl team with the 49ers.
And that was your first year, right?
It's my first year.
That's crazy.
First and only year, unfortunately. But, it was all good. Got to experience the highlight of it.
Yeah.
So it went from bottom to the top. I decided to walk on for really one reason. I had a good high school career, but I was not like a highly recruited player. I went to a small high school.
Yeah.
I had an injury at the beginning of my senior year, which is like critical for film.
Yeah.
So
you
it's
went to Guerin Catholic, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Guerin Catholic.
Yeah. I had some D1 AA, like FCS opportunities, some D2, D3 from some small schools, right? So it was either I could go there, I could ball, or I could take my shot at the highest level, right? And I felt I could play at that level. Going to camps, you're competing with guys from that level, and you see how you stack up. And I was like, I like my chances there. And so I knew that if I went to that smaller school opportunity, even if I had the best career imaginable, 4-year All-American, just absolutely balled. For the rest of my life, I would always ask, like, what if?
Yeah,
What if I took that shot, right? What if I took that shot at the next level? Conversely, I thought, if I take this risk, I bet on myself, I go all in, unload the clip, give it everything I have. Even if I fall short, even if I don't play, maybe I sub in on special teams my senior year, something like that.
Yeah.
At least I would know that I gave it everything I had. Now, the asterisk in there is that you have to give it everything you have.
Yeah.
Because if you take that shot and you walk on and you sandbag it and you don't give it everything you had, you're either going to make excuses for yourself or internally it's going to eat at you knowing like, man, I didn't give everything I had. So that was the decision to walk on. That decision, that opportunity came very late in my senior year. So I got that opportunity in April. You graduate in May.
Were you preferred walk-on, or was it
I wasn't even a preferred walk-on.
Okay.
So Purdue originally told me no, I couldn't walk on.
Really?
Yeah, they denied me the walk-on spot.
That's crazy.
Apparently they didn't think I was good enough. I don't know. So they said no, and it's kind of funny. I had an interaction with one of the coaches. So the coach that was like leading the walk-on program at the time told me no, and then a new DB's coach gets hired. The coach that I did 7-on-7 with and I trained with in high school knew this coach, and so we kind of backdoored it, and they said, okay, you can come walk on, but you're not a preferred walk on.
Yeah.
So preferred walk on, it's like they have it's changed since, but they had 85 scholarship spots and then 105 total team spots. So they had 20 walk on spots. But after school started, you could expand the roster, and so I got one of those expanded spots. So it technically wasn't like a preferred walk on; it was just a regular old lowly walk on.
Trust me, I know exactly what you mean.
So I was quite literally last man on the roster when I joined the team, like the bottom. But I had a moment that spring where I came and visited, watched practice of spring ball. I had face-to-face interaction with that coach. He's a prominent college football coach now.
Yeah.
And he was like, I guess you're going to be joining us now. So I walk on, quite literally last man on the roster. And so I just came in with that mentality. Like, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to give it everything I have. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to unload the clip, and we're going to let the chips fall where they fall. Dude, I encountered every possible obstacle, every, setback you could possibly think of. We could do a 4-hour podcast just on, my time at Purdue.
Yeah.
I'll give the spark notes, and then you hear some that pops out. We could dive into it.
Yep.
So that whole fall, I was like, I got to give it everything. So we'd get practice, would finish. At the time, we would do post-practice meetings. So we'd come in, take our cleats off, go upstairs, watch film for 20 minutes.
Meetings.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
And this is Hazel's time?
This is Hazel's time.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, no, we did a lot of weird things during Hazel's time. That's why I only won 2 to 3 games a year. So we would come half practice, go immediately in post-practice meetings, watch film, and then you would go back downstairs, grab your pads, go to the locker room. Well, I would throw my cleats back on, hit the indoor, and start doing footwork drills, start doing different speed drills, whatever, just to get a little bit better. And, when everyone else is picking up their pads, going to the locker room, then you're out there doing more work. You're going to catch some eyes. Yeah. People are going to chirp at you, and, they're going to be laughing at shit. And, you just ignore that and do your thing. And, what goes around comes around with that.
Yeah, right.
So did that through the fall. And then in the spring, same thing, hitting it hard. One day, Saturday, we're doing some one-on-ones, break my foot.
You broke your foot your first year?
Yeah. Oh, dude, we're just getting started.
What?
So that was my first foot surgery, fifth. It's one of the metatarsal or metacarpal. I get them confused. One's in the hand, one's in the foot.
The hand, yeah.
It's the pinky toe. So I got a screw put in, nothing serious. 8 weeks, was back to normal. But I missed all of spring ball. Yeah. Which is that crucial development period for a guy, you get it. That's when you get opportunities to develop, you get opportunities to play. None of that in the spring. I heal up, come back in the fall. I'm ready to go in fall camp. My goal was I just want to play on one special team so I could travel. Yeah.
And this is your second season?
This is my redshirt freshman year.
Gotcha.
Going into my redshirt freshman year. I'm sitting in the meeting room before camp starts. I'm ready to go. I'm there early. So I'm ready to go. Coach comes in, taps me on the shoulder, pulls me aside, says, hey, man, we got a lot of guys. You're not going to get a rep this camp.
You're not going to get a rep?
You're not going to get a rep.
What?
Not a single rep, which I did not get a single rep in camp.
Oh, and you actually didn't get a single rep during camp.
I got reps one day when it was late in camp and they were trying to rest some guys. And so, they not a real rep.
Yeah.
They threw me one there. So not a single rep. I didn't travel at all that fall. It was very frustrated, as you can imagine.
Yep.
That position coach, I was not going to play with that position coach.
Yeah.
So it was very disheartening because I was like, that's out of my control. It doesn't matter. there's some issues, that there were some reasons he wasn't going to play at white safety.
Yeah.
So I felt like going up against an impossible task. And so I was really discouraged by that. But at the end of that season, D coordinator gets fired. They hire a new defensive coordinator. That defensive coordinator comes in. Now he's the safeties coach. New opportunity.
Yeah.
So Christmas break, I refocused, got my mind right. And I came back that spring just ready to go harder than ever.
And this is now the spring of your redshirt freshman year, going into your redshirt sophomore year.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so I was already working hard, and that spring I took it to like an order of magnitude bigger. So like I was doing minimum of 12, sometimes 14 workouts a week. So I was putting myself through 2 days.
Yeah.
In winter workouts, which is typically some of your hardest workout times. So like we'd have our lift in the afternoon at like 1, and then I would go lift again at like 11 p.m. because the co-rec would be open. It would close at midnight. So I'd like lift 11 to midnight, and I'd go home. I'd go to sleep. I'd wake up at 7, hit classes and do homework, all that.
Yeah.
Or I'd go to the T-Rec, which is like an indoor facility, and I would do extra footwork, speed and conditioning, sprints. Every Sunday, I would go to Mackey, which is Purdue's basketball arena, and I would run every single stair in Mackey.
What?
Every single Sunday. Yeah, I did that for 7 weeks from the start of the semester leading up to concourse, which concourse, this was another Hazel thing. Like you would have spring ball. The 2 to 3 weeks before spring ball was concourse. So it was like super intense competition workouts. So you come in, you're going to get paired up with someone. You don't know who you're going to get paired up until.
And this is for mat drills, basically?
It's basically mat drills.
Yeah.
Like every team has their own version of it. They call it something different, but this was their version of mat drills. Like Navy SEAL style workouts. You come in, the trash cans are laid out. They're ready for you. You already know. They're ready for you to throw up. And so I didn't lose a single matchup. Not one. And so made a little bit of noise with that. And I got put on a list. I got put on a list for drug testing.
What?
So
they wanted to drug test you because
I assume they thought I was on steroids. Because I was literally like the last guy on the roster.
Stairs
I went from tackling dummy to like I just beat out like safeties, running backs, like different guys that they have. I'm like, what's this?
Yeah, this is not how it's supposed to be.
And I knew that because I got selected for 3 random drug tests in a row. The only guys there are guys that already failed the drug test. We all knew who they were, and then me. And I was like, what am I doing here?
Jake, what are you doing here?
Like, I don't
this is your third time.
I don't even miss class. Like, what am I doing here?
And you're doing all this, and you're majoring in mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
So, do you mind if we take a pause real quick?
No.
So, in between your times of, like, you come in, disappointment, right? You have your first spring, you break your foot. What's the conversation when you go home? Because ultimately, the starting point that you started from was like after high school. So, like, you've had a whole phase of being homegrown, of being taught by your parents, of having some values instilled in you, right? So what values did you have and principles that were instilled in you that allowed you to, 1, walk in with this mindset, but 2, as you faced adversity, not only did you not stop, you actually came back more fierce than you were before.
Every time.
So let's pause it and kind of talk about like the conversations that you were having at home and within yourself that allowed you to have that attacking mindset through adversity.
Yeah, I think there's 2 conversations there. There's like the conversation I have with myself and the conversation I have with my parents and my family. So those are excellent questions. People ask that question a lot because they look at me, they look at Brennan, my brother, who did the same thing I did.
Same exact thing.
And they look at Dylan.
Dylan. It's like the staring crazy.
Yeah, it's like Dylan's on a whole nother level, dude. So and that's like, where did you guys get that? And the answer is like our parents. Like we just blessed with 2 unbelievable parents that are, they are those people. They have that work ethic. They have that character. They instilled that in us from an early age. Like we heard, like the story we heard from our dad growing up was like, don't ever let anyone tell you what you are or what you can do. You can do anything you put your mind to as long as you work for it. Everyone forgets that last part.
As long as you work for it.
Yeah. So like, we heard stories from him growing up of like everything he did. Like he lettered in 4 sports, had the opportunity to go run cross country at Notre Dame. He could have gone and played football at Western Kentucky. He gave all that up to go play or to study engineering at Purdue.
Really?
which at the time, college, for him and his family, he was the first one, had to pay his way. Like, there's a lot of hardship in there.
Yeah.
He, very successful entrepreneur, worked his way up to become president of one company at the age of 31, was forced out by the owner's son, said, screw this, I'm going to go do my own thing, started their biggest competitor and kind of took over the market. So it's like, that's the story we grew up hearing.
Yeah.
And so when I encounter these setbacks, it's like, the only option is like you just lock in.
There's
you
no
go
other
harder.
option.
Yeah, there's no other option. Like it makes you stronger.
Yeah.
So it's like the adversity makes you or breaks you. Yeah. It's either the story you tell on a podcast or on a stage of what formed you into that person to overcome that obstacle, or it's the reason that breaks you, and it's the excuse you tell yourself for the rest of your life about why you didn't make it.
Yeah, yeah, and kind of going off that, how did you not associate the obstacles that you face as something different? Because your dad, like, he did his thing, right? But he had an experience like what you were experiencing. So how did you maintain that mindset through a myriad of different challenges that allowed you to continue to have the success that you were having?
Yeah, I always came back to focus on what I can control. So like in the coaching example, like I'm trying to walk on, a coach isn't letting me. Just what can I control? I just keep working. I'm with a position coach, and he's not going to give me an opportunity, and he's not going to play me. I can't control what he does. I can only focus on what I can control. What I can control is my mindset. How hard do I work? Do I bring it every day? Do I become undeniable? Which that's the point I eventually arrived to, was like, no matter, like, there's always going to be the political coaching changes. There's always going to be this. There's always going to be some excuse that you can come up with for why you can't make it.
Yeah.
So I just had to become undeniable to where I made it to the point where they had no choice not to play me. Like, they would look stupid not playing me. And that came up. That happened. Like, verbally heard that. And like that's for anything. Like, it's like you don't try, you just do.
Yeah.
Right? You're not half in, you're all in.
Yeah.
Right? The recurring theme there.
Yeah.
So that was where I got to, was just, I'm just going to focus on what I can control. I'm just going to make it undeniable that I'm the one that should be on that field.
Yeah. Yeah. And from there, continue your story. So you left off you were coming into your...
It was the spring of my sophomore year, true sophomore, redshirt
True
freshman,
sophomore, yeah.
heading into my redshirt sophomore fall. So I won all those reps in concourse. Now I'm getting reps because we got the new safeties coach.
Yeah.
And so through the spring ball, before the spring game, I was the second highest graded safety on the team. Second to the guy that was the leading tackler on the team the year before. So I was rising up.
Like, come on,
I was rising up, man. I was doing well. One Sunday, or I think it was a Monday in practice, the week leading up to the spring game, break my other foot. Same spot, same bone on the other side.
On your other foot.
My other foot. Yeah.
Jeez.
So missed that spring game. I missed every spring game, by the way. So I was 0 for 4. Get surgery, screw in that foot. So now we're up to 2 screws, 2 surgeries in 2 years. But
you got screws in both feet.
Oh, dude, I got more screws.
A couple of them loose.
Yeah. Hey, if you play football after high school, you got a few.
You gotta have a couple loose screws.
For sure. So my goal going in, I was kind of between second string safety, third string safety. So I was competing for that second string spot, and I wanted to get on special teams. So I wanted to get on every special team. I ended up on one special team. Kickoff return. Kickoff return. And we were bad. So, we were on kickoff return a lot. We scored on a lot. So, went in the first game, played one special team. By game 3, I was on 3 special teams. Game 4, we get blown out by Maryland. I play the whole fourth quarter on defense, and I make 4 tackles. Game 6, I get added a kickoff against Iowa, go down and make a tackle. After that, I think it was after that game, head coach gets clipped. So head coach fired. 2 weeks later, game 8, Penn State, we get blown out again. There's a reason the head coach got fired. And I play majority of the fourth quarter on defense. And I make like 3 tackles. I had a big hit on QB on goal line. So like every time I was getting subbed in, I'm playing well. But rewind back to May, I skipped it. I got the scar on the side of my neck here. Had a sunspot that changed colors. My mom said get it checked out. Went to the dermatologist, and they biopsied it, tested it. Turns out it was skin cancer. It was malignant melanoma. So it was the not so friendly kind.
Yeah.
So it's like it's nothing crazy, but like you want to be precautious with it. So they just they cut out quarter-sized piece and they sew it up and then like you're good to go.
So broken foot, other broken foot, cancer.
Yeah.
And this is your second year.
Yeah. Well, this is my third year.
This is your third year. Okay.
In the fall, it's my third year.
Okay.
So after the Penn State game, my mom looks at my neck and she says, "Hey, I think the spot might be coming back. You should go get that tested." And so she takes pictures of it and texts it to the dermatologist. And they're like, "Hey, yeah, that looks like it's coming back. You should come get that, removed again."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, like what's the recovery time?" They're like 4 to 6 weeks. And I was like, "No,
yeah,
no, that's not happening. Like I'm just breaking through. I'm just starting to play.
Yeah.
Like I can't have a setback at this time." So I talked them in to letting me come in on a Monday, and they do the operation, and then I would play that Saturday. And so they cut off the. It was a little smaller than it was like a nickel size this time, and they double stitched it, which is not what you're supposed to do for like aesthetic. It's not going to look the best. Like your plastic surgeon wouldn't do that, but it was going to hold. It was going to be extra strong so that I could play. Yeah. And so then I'm like that. I didn't practice all week. That Saturday, put a bandage on it, and then I wore a ski mask and to apply pressure to it. And then I played that Saturday, and that Saturday game was against Northwestern. I ended up playing half of the game on defense, the most I had ever played. I had
half the game now?
Yeah.
What's going on? So quick pause real quick, because you mentioned that the recovery was 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah. That would have been with the method that they were proposing.
Yeah, I mean, that's standard. Like, if you're going to get... I had 9 stitches. So if you're going to get, like, stitches, they don't want you to start doing strenuous activity right away. And I just said, no.
Yeah. Not only am I going to say no, I'm going to go play college football in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Everything's negotiable. Like, you can negotiate almost everything. So, yeah, I did it. And so I played that game with 9 stitches in my neck, and I had 4 tackles and a pass breakup.
4 tackles. So what's going on in the facility now? Because this is what week is this of the season?
This is like week...
Like mid or
10.
late season?
It's like 9
so late season.
That was week 10.
Yeah.
That was week 10.
Okay.
So if I would have done it, I would have missed the rest of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like super important because I had that game against Northwestern, and then 2 weeks later against IU, in-state rival. I'm from Indiana.
Yep.
It means so much.
This is everything.
That was my first start.
So it's like, what's going on in the meeting rooms to where it's like now, okay, you're getting more responsibility on the defense as opposed to just special teams. So what was that progression? Because you ended up starting at IU and for the IU game.
Yeah. So before, when I said I was going to make it undeniable. I was going to make it so clear that I was the guy to play. So no matter what, walk-on versus scholarship, no matter what other political BS they wanted to pull, it was obvious that I should be the guy on the field. And we got to that point. So, like, we're getting blown out. Like, safeties aren't playing well. Guys are giving up big stuff. They put me in there, and that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's obvious to see. There's, like, murmurs from fans. There's murmurs from other players on the team. Like, I'm hearing from other coaches that, like, we should have you out there. Like, what are we doing? Like, Purdue alumni that played 13 seasons in the NFL that I met are like, why aren't you on the field? Yeah. I don't know, dude. Yeah. Well, I do know.
I do know. I do know.
But,
control.
Yeah. But then that week going into IU, we're in the meeting room. Defensive coordinator is also the safeties coach. Yeah. Takes off his glasses, puts them on the table, and says, "I have no choice but to start Jake this week." Said that in front of the entire room. And so we hit that point where it was undeniable. Yeah. We just had to do it. And so I started that week, that game against IU, my first career start. In-state, rivalry. Yeah. I have 30 family members there. Yep. And they were mostly IU fans.
And this is at IU?
This is at IU. Okay. This is at IU. And they were mostly IU fans, but they put on Purdue for me, which I really appreciated. And had my first career interception.
Did you guys win that game?
No. No. We didn't win a lot of games
that year. Glad that's over, because this is 2016, so this is the end of that regime. Yeah. After that year,
which was tough because, like, I had this rise. That was my third year, retro sophomore year. I had this rise. I finally broke through. I play like progressively more and more throughout the season.
Yeah.
It's skin cancer again, and I don't let that stop me.
Yeah.
I break through. I finally get to start in the last game. I get the interception. I was like, yes, I did it.
Yeah.
Then the whole staff gets
Yeah,
fired.
and then everybody gets fired.
And I went and asked our interim head coach at the time for a scholarship. And he said, like, Jake, I would give it to you, but they literally won't let me. I'm
You
all the way
were
out
on
the door.
scholarship till Brom got there?
Yeah.
What?
And not even that first spring. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Wow. This is news to me.
Yeah.
That's wow.
So he's like, I would, but it's like, I can't give it to you. And I was like, so this whole new staff comes in, and like, you know how it is with the coaching change. It's like it's open season. Like everyone's starting over.
Yeah.
They're like, we couldn't win with you guys, so we don't care about any of you. Like, everyone's replaceable.
Yeah.
And I had a meeting with the safeties coach, and he told me at the time, he was like, I don't think you're good enough to be a starter. You got holes in your game.
But the new safety coach that came in.
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes, yeah, I don't think you're going to be a starter. You got holes in your game. And then they recruited a new safety to come in, highly ranked guy, highly touted, a lot of stars and all that. Don't mean anything, but
Doesn't mean
whatever.
anything. Yeah.
To come in and play over me. And they told him, because I heard through like back channels, they told him he was going to be the starter. So again, that spring just locked in. Just continued to go at my
Because this
pace.
is routine for you at this point.
It's just the normal speed.
Yeah.
Life moves at one speed, man. That's full speed. So just continue working how I do, continue operating how I do, go into spring ready to absolutely just murder it.
Yeah.
And I'm doing well. I'm like second string. They have me with the twos, so I'm like second string. Then occasionally I would like rotate in with the ones. But I was second string.
Yep.
Then fifth practice, which is like practice week before spring break, we're doing a scrimmage, and I go in for a tackle, and linebacker comes in, puts his helmet on my hand, and I don't feel anything at first. It just felt like a tackle, and then my hand starts hurting. Then I would like make a fist, and it would pop. And I was like, that's not normal. That's not
It's not supposed to do that.
Nah, so I finished the drive. Didn't come out. Finished the drive. Go over the sideline, go to the doctor, and he grabs my hand, and he pinches here and he pinches here, like on the same bone. And he starts wiggling it. He goes, "You see that?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "It's not supposed to do that."
You see it? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, man, another one." So I broke my hand. I had surgery 2 days later,
Yep.
the day before spring break, and I got a plate and 7 screws.
And again, this is routine for you at this point. Like
Yeah,
you
surgery
know
number 4.
Yeah.
Surgery number 4. Yeah, it's just part of it. But it was a hand injury, so it wasn't super serious. So I was out 2 weeks. They came back. I put a claw on it, and I was back to practice.
Yep.
So I thought this was the year I played the spring game. This is going to be the year. So we go on spring break, and then I miss the week after spring break for practice, and then I come back to practice. So I have a week of like 2 or 3 practices, and then that Saturday is a scrimmage the week before the spring game.
Yep.
In that scrimmage, I'm playing with the twos, playing well. They moved me like midway through the scrimmage, upgrade me to the ones. I'm like, let's go, man.
Let's just
Here we
see.
go.
Let's just see what Jake gonna do.
Let's go.
Let's just see what happens.
Let's put them out there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm playing well. I make a tackle or 2. They're driving. We're in cover 3. They throw a fade down the sideline.
Are you in the post?
I'm in the post. Corner tips the ball up, and I'm running from the post. I see the ball, and I just dive for it. Catch it. Caught it. Land on my side, and I break my collarbone.
What is happening?
But I held on to it. It counts.
What is happening?
Dude, everything you can imagine. So, break my collarbone. Surgery 2 days later. So that's surgery number 5.
In 2 years, 5 surgeries in 2 years.
This is my 3rd year.
This is your 3rd year?
Yeah. So this is spring of my redshirt sophomore year.
Gotcha.
So 5 surgeries, 3 years. And now there's a plate and 12 screws in my collarbone. So I'm now up to 2 plates.
You got a plate here.
Screws.
You got a plate there, screws here, stitches here.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot. It started stacking up. So luckily, though, it's like not not a crazy recovery, especially once you get the hardware in there, because it's
Yeah.
just like you just got to give it. It was 8 weeks and I was back.
Mm-hmm.
So I heal up and I'm going into the fall and I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is you can't keep me off the field.
Yeah.
So I have the same eligibility this other guy. We have 2 years left, and so it's like if I get beat out, that could be it.
Yeah. And this is 2017 season.
This is 2017 season.
And you mind if let's take another pause?
Yeah.
One, this is insane. Like, you make headway, wall. You make headway, another wall. You make headway, a bigger wall, or like a smaller wall. Like, you just keep hitting adversity, like every time you seem to make some headway. And that goes back again to the conversation. Like, where did you felt like you got the most like worn down? Like, oh man, like another one. Oh, this is happening again. Or was it that like another one or another one? Let's go on to the next. Like, how did you, like, back to that conversation with yourself and with your family? Like, what was that dynamic as you continued to face like different injuries and different setbacks?
Yeah, I kind of looked at it, and I remember specifically with the hand and the collarbone, just like every adversity makes you stronger.
Yeah.
Every setback makes the story a little sweeter. Mm-hmm. So I just looked at it as like every time something bad happened, like I could crumble or I could just accept it. It is what it is. Keep fighting through, and I will be stronger because of it. I will be stronger because of it. When you pray to God and you ask Him to make you stronger, He doesn't give you an easy life.
He gives you
hardships.
You
He gives you hardships in order to make you stronger.
So it was like, I actually asked for this. It's like, this is actually what I prayed for.
Yeah, so it's kind of how that goes. And so I just knew, like, when I healed up from the collarbone, I had this resolve of like I will not be stopped at that point, because you always have that, like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna work hard and do all this stuff, but I don't know. And I like kept getting better, kept chipping away.
Yep.
And I was like, once the collarbone happened, I was like, dude, I've had 5 surgeries in 3 years. Like, you, like, unless you kill me, you're not gonna keep me off the field.
Yeah.
Like, you will play me.
Yeah.
I will make you play me. And so it's what I had to do.
Yeah.
So that going to that fall was just more locked in and ready than ever. Going to camp, 2 interceptions on the second day of practice. Third day of practice, I got named the starter.
Yeah, I was about to say, were you still with the 2s or were you with the 1s?
I got named the starter that third day of practice. They were like, we can't afford to not have you on the field, is what they said.
And you weren't on scholarship yet.
I got my scholarship at the end of camp.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He said, we can't afford to not have you on the field, so put your money where your mouth is.
Oh boy. And this is the start of the 2017 season. This is now this is the Jeff Brom era. This is my freshman year.
Yeah. So my reward for earning my scholarship and getting named the starter was I get my second career start, but first as a scholarship player at Lucas Oil Stadium, which is where the Colts play, against the Louisville Cardinals.
That was against Louisville. Yeah.
Against Lamar Jackson, coming off of his Heisman Trophy season. So that whole summer to get ready, we're watching the 2016 Lamar Jackson highlights.
He's hopping over people.
Legendary highlight tape. But I'm just trying not to get my ankles. I'm not trying to be on the 2017 highlight tape.
Right.
Not trying to get my ankles broken in the open field.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. Thankfully.
Yeah.
But we played well that game, but it didn't end up winning.
Yeah.
Lost by 7, but like we played well. We were pretty.
Yeah, I remember that
proud
game.
of the way we played. And so we're in the 2017 season. We have some ups and downs throughout the year. We lost a lot of really close games. Like it was some crazy stat. We lost like 3 or 4 games by a total of like 9 or 11 points.
Yeah.
Like we lost a lot of very close games to really, really good teams. So we ended up 4-6. So we need to win the last 2 games to be bowl eligible. We go into Iowa. This was 2 weeks after they just blew out Ohio State.
Yeah.
We beat Iowa.
Yeah, beat Iowa. I remember that. Yeah.
And then we beat IU at home for the bucket. Brought the bucket back home. That was when fans rushed the field.
Yeah.
And everything. They were going crazy. I met up with my family after that game on the field.
Yeah.
And I got a picture of me and Dylan on the field after that game. And so I'm in my gear. Dylan's like pretty young at that point.
Yeah.
And then we have like switched over to when he's at Purdue and everything. So
that's awesome.
that was cool. We go to a bowl game. We go out to Santa Clara, which is where the Niners play. And we play in the Foster Farms Bowl, what it was named at the time. Battling back and forth.
And that was against
Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona. Yeah, they had a quarterback that was decent. You know, he had a good year with stats, but he wasn't anything crazy. And then late in the game, we were up early. They came back in the second half. We were tied late. We scored with like a minute and a half left, and then they were driving to try and go either tie up the game with a field goal or win the game with a touchdown. He rolls out, throws it to his receiver, overthrows it. I'm running out of the post.
Yep.
And I just remember like seeing the ball in the air.
Yeah.
And thinking that's mine. Like that was like completely blank. I didn't see anything else, but it was like just the ball in the air. That's mine. Went and got it, caught it, tap, inbounds.
Yeah.
Everyone goes crazy. We win the game.
Yeah. No, I remember I was watching that game. Like, because again, I was a freshman. I had walked on I walked on the next year, but I was watching that game from California, and I was hollering, screaming, jumping because that game was crazy. But I want to kind of backtrack a little bit to the coaching change, because now correct me if I'm wrong. There weren't a ton of new players on that team from 2016 to 2017, or were there a decent amount of new players?
Not a crazy amount.
Yeah.
They didn't come in and clean house. I would have recommended, but they didn't come in and clean house. They brought some guys. This was also this was before the transfer portal. Change.
Yep.
So like if you transferred,
you had to wait a year.
You had to sit out a year. So the only way you could transfer was from junior college. They could bring guys in, and you usually got a couple of those guys a year, or graduate transfer. So say you graduated in like 3 years or 4 years, you have still another year of eligibility. Then you could go to another school.
Yeah.
So they didn't it wasn't like today where a coaching change happens and a third of the
bring
team.
all of their players.
Yeah. So it wasn't a crazy amount of switching out.
Yeah, and that being said, speak to the difference that a change in leadership can make. Because when I left Purdue and I transferred to Butler, I came in with a new coach, a new regime, and it was like honestly 70 to 80% of the same exact players. The year before, they won like 3 full games. The next year, like we were competing to win the conference, and it was me. It was 3 or 4 new players, but it was a new staff. So speak to like how a change in leadership, because you lived through it.
Yeah.
Like you were on the old staff where y'all was getting blown out, and then a few years later, you're 1 or 2 scores away from beating some of the best teams in the Big Ten, not some other conference, like the best teams in the nation. You're 1 or 2 scores from beating them. So how did the leadership change like really show you that with the same players you can accomplish like the same, if not like way better than you were before, all because there was a change in leadership?
Yeah, 100%. And I got an even bigger taste of this with my year in the league because I was on 3 teams. Briefly, I was also with the Giants, the Colts, and the Niners. Giants won 2 games. The Colts won like 7 or 8 games. Niners, we only lost 3 games.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl.
One of them. In the Super Bowl.
We went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So 3 very different programs.
Yeah.
And it's like I saw the same thing I saw in college was like it's all culture. The culture is top down.
Yeah.
It's top down. And the NFL starts with ownership. In college football, it doesn't start with the head coach. It starts with athletics department.
Really?
Yeah. What is the temperament of the school? Like how do they view athletics? Are they all in on their sports programs being great, or is it just kind of a thing that they do? And then because that dictates the kind of the culture around how they treat the team and the players, and everything that goes into how they're catered to. Yeah. And it also plays into what's the personality and the temperament of the coach that they hire.
Yeah.
Because then that coach dictates everything top down.
Yeah.
And like they're in charge of setting and holding the standard. So the standard and the culture, it's like a trickle down from like the coach to the coordinators to the position coaches to the assistants to the players. And every level it goes down, it gets diluted just a little bit. Gets diluted just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. And if you're not firm enough on holding the standard and more proactive about setting the culture, then it's just going to evolve into whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so that's how, things kind of get off track. And then changing that is like you have to set a firm line of like, this is what we do, this is what we don't do, this is what we do not tolerate.
Yep.
You're either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen.
Yep.
So that's what I saw with culture, and that has played true in every scenario that I've seen since, and that's athletics. That's in the professional world.
Yeah. Yeah, with the Giants, I think there's something in the water because it just seems like nobody can like get that organization right.
Well, it's ownership. Ownership doesn't change.
Yeah, no,
that's why the same NFL franchises year over year are terrible, regardless of what coach they have, regardless of what players they have.
You think it's in the NFL? You think it starts with ownership?
It starts with ownership.
So you think that? I guess where I would challenge that point is I'll use the Jaguars for example. Like for a long time, they were not good. Now, I may not be as well versed of understanding like how their ownership has changed over the years, but they got that new coach now. And like he's got them riding high. Like I think they're 4-2 now. They just lost the other day. But you know, you get a new quarterback. You get some first round draft picks on defense. You get players like Travis Hunter that can play both sides. You get some dynamic athletes. You get a new coach, a new system. Now they're competing. You know, and like for my favorite team, the Chargers, unfortunately. Consistent heartbreak. Like the ownership has remained pretty consistent over the years. Like I think it was the Spanos family that owned them for a long time. I think that just changed, but they had Phillip Rivers, they had LT, they had Junior Seau, they had some legendary players, and they had good culture, you know, through the years. But even with the new change, the team still seems the same.
Yeah.
So do you think it's more like it starts with ownership? Right.
Yeah.
But do you think the real impact is made at the ownership level or at the head coaching level?
It's both. And to your example, it's also like cyclical. Like it's not like no one plays forever, no one coaches forever. Like those positions change. Right. And so like you'll have like dynasties, you'll have programs that are really good for a really long time. Typically they have the same head coach and the same starting quarterback in that span. And then they like build the team around them, and then they have that culture that's instilled and then held to that standard, and then they operate like that. And then quarterback retires or gets traded, and then like key players switch out, they start losing games.
The
they
Patriots,
the coach,
prime example.
And then you know now you're starting that whole cycle over again. So like it starts ownership down, and then absolutely has a huge deal with the head coach and then the players. And then you got to get the right guys in there and instill that culture. Yeah. But yeah, it always starts top down.
Yeah. I mean, take the Patriots, for example. Like, I think, is it Robert Kraft? He's the owner?
I think, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, he's been the owner. He's going to be the owner till he dies. But, you know, Tom Brady, you know, it was Bill Belichick and Tom Brady for a while. As soon as Tom Brady left, that organization changed. And then Bill Belichick leaving, I think who was after him? I can't remember. Josh McDaniel was after Bill Belichick. You know, still didn't do all that great. Then they got Drake May. And I can't remember who was the head coach before Mike Vrabel. Was it still Josh McDaniel, or was it somebody else?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
But really the same team, save Stephon Diggs. But now they got Mike Vrabel, who's come from the Titans, and they talked a lot about the culture that he instilled. Prime example, he's warming up with the old lineman, like he's got a pad on his chest, and he's shooting out and warming up with the old lineman and D lineman out there. Like that's culture. Like that is what brings your players, the same people, up a level from another regime that they were under. And like I can speak to that as a coach. Like in my position, few things have changed from the player perspective. Like we're running with some of the exact same guys that we had, but because there's been a change in leadership or a change in position coaching, the culture shifts and things are allowed or things are restricted that weren't before. And now that there's a difference in how we play as a team, like all that stuff matters. Like it all matters. Like, and funny enough, I was just having this conversation the other day of the difference between how you allow the circumstances to dictate how you play and when you set a standard of greatness. Nick Saban, for example, put Alabama on the map, put LSU on the map as a head coach, but he never went into any games like coaching the kids differently. Like he coached, whether they have 56-0 or they're in a tight game, he's coaching them exactly the same. And he was telling me, this person I was having a discussion with, of like the difference between like, oh, when a Big Ten team plays the SEC, or because SEC's got all these ranked teams. One, having been in the Big Ten, I think that stuff is all BS because I think the Big Ten's the best conference. But also, like rivalries, for example, mitigate all the bullshit. Like they mitigate any rankings, any coaches, any first-round draft picks or Heisman picks. We're showing up and we're playing football.
100%.
Like Michigan, Ohio State, always going to be a game. Alabama Auburn, always going to be a game. The Red River rivalry, always going to be a game. It just happened. Oklahoma was 6th in the nation. Texas came in and put it on them because none of that stuff mattered from the beginning. It's all about culture from the top down. Who are your players from who they see you being? You know, and now that's everywhere in life. Like that's business, which we'll get to. That's corporate. That's as an individual. But college football, especially like athletics as a whole, is a beautiful example of like how culture can shift and change how your players exude your personality as a coach. And now having and being a coach, like I see that firsthand. Like the things that you allow, the players are going to do as much as you allow them to do, unless you got, you know, someone like you that kind of sets their own standard and brings guys along. But as a coach, if I allow that, they're gonna keep pressing those boundaries unless you make them respect it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that's one of the coolest parts about college football is any team, for the most part, any team can beat any team on any given day. Especially those rivalry games, which goes to show you it's not about how skilled any individual position is, or even as a team as a whole, or how good their coach is versus our coach. It's about the culture, and is everyone on the same page playing, and do they believe that they can win? Do they actually think they can win? Like Texas Tech, it was Texas or Texas Tech?
When?
For the Red River.
It's Texas.
Yeah, Texas. So, like, going into that game, like, they had some losses this year, but they don't care about that. They're going to put it on Oklahoma, and they did. Yeah. So it's like, or like in 2018, our Ohio State game, like outmatched at every position, but we put it on. So it's like is everybody playing on the same page together with the right culture, and then like actually believing that they can win? Because going into games, like there's a lot of guys that they go in not thinking they're going to win, and they don't care, and they're just here like in the NFL they're there to collect a check. In college they collect checks now, but before, you know, I'm just here to you know, be a guy that plays. So, you know. But when you got everybody on the same page, believing you can do it, that's when the magic happens.
It's a dangerous team.
Yeah.
That's a real dangerous team. And that's like, you know, coming out of high school, winning a championship of any sort will set you apart for the rest of your life. Because there was a point in time where either you as an individual, whether it was an individual sport, or you as a team, were all aligned and all on the same page. And like, you know this firsthand, like the difference in how you play, like the year 2018, we beat Ohio State. Like, we beat Ohio State that year, but I think that was the year. I think Missouri was the year afterwards. I can't remember like who exactly we lost to that year. But it's like, how can we beat a team of this caliber and lose to a team of this caliber? Because two different teams showed up on that day. Yeah. Like two different us's showed up on that day. You know, the same team that played Ohio State is not the same team that Minnesota. I know we lost to Minnesota because we always do. I don't know what it is about Minnesota, but yeah, don't get me started. But it's like, how can both teams, like how can the same team show up and beat one team and lose to the other? Because a different team shows up. Like one team either showed up lackadaisical and not prepared, or thinking that they were going to win the game just by showing up. Like, man, it is so. I was just telling someone before this. It is so hard to win in football. It is so hard. And now that I'm on the coaching side, the amount of preparation that goes into studying your opponent, understanding their weaknesses, understanding what they're trying to do and trying to get them out of it, and then communicating that to the players, it is so
and then them
hard to
receiving it, understanding it, and then enacting it.
Yes, receiving, understanding, enacting it, and having the ability to do it. Because like, I can tell a toddler like what they should do, but like they're not gonna stop Buddy on a go route. Like, he's a toddler. You know, so it's like you got to get the right guys that can do it physically. Then you got to get the right guys that can do it mentally, because football is calculus, man. Like, it's its own thing. Like, you can come, like, you were coming from engineering classes, and then you got to learn all these different defenses. And as a safety, you got to know everything. Like, you got to know, like, if this is 2x2 or 3-on-1, are they too tight? Are they bunched up? Are they spread out? Is there a tight end on the ball? Like, what call are you going to give to the corner or the Sam to have them adjust off the routes? Like, is it cover 4? Is it cover 3? Is it cover 2? Like, all this stuff makes it, one, why I appreciate the game of football so much, but makes it that much more difficult to instill a culture that allows you to win in the details of football or of any sport. But you were talking about your first season starting, and this is 2017.
Yeah, we ended with the pick.
Yeah, you got that season. You ended with the pick. Now you're going to your second season. You're all in scholarship. You've been through all this adversity. You've had 5 surgeries at this point. 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 surgeries going into spring ball. You mentioned that you never played in a spring game. That tells me something else happened.
Yeah, so we're going into my final spring.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I thought I was gonna make it through this one. I really did. I really did. We get late in spring. I come on a blitz. No, it was earlier in spring because it was before spring break.
Mm-hmm.
I come on a blitz off the outside. Running back turns out blocks me, and I like step wrong on my leg, and my knee starts hurting. I was like, "What is going on?" And I had a lateral tear in my meniscus.
Oh my gosh!
So I was surgery number 6. Missed the spring game.
Yep. 0 for 4 on spring games.
0 for 4 on spring games. Didn't make a single one. But luckily, meniscus tear is not super serious.
Yep.
So it's like if you're gonna have any knee surgery, that's the one you want.
Yeah.
So like 6 weeks, I was good to go. So I was good for fall camp. Came in that year. This is 2018. This is my 5th year. I was elected team captain in camp, which I was super proud of because when I first got to Purdue, my first week in that team meeting room, when I was last guy on the roster, I'm sitting all the way in back in the meeting room, and this is Thursday going in the first game. I've been on the team for 2 days, and I'm sitting in the back, and the captains get up and they speak to the team, and I remember having this moment of like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's gonna be me, and I did it.
Yeah.
And so like that was something that like felt really good. I was really proud of. A lot of excitement for that year, and then we start 0-3.
2018 was rough.
Yeah,
It was a rough start. I remember that one.
but we turned it around.
We did.
Ripped off a 3-game win streak, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I remember our first win that year was against Vanderbilt, and they were ranked. I think
No.
Boston College.
It was Boston College.
So
it was
they were ranked.
homecoming.
Yeah, and they had, was it A.J. Dillon at running back? Yeah. Big old dude.
Yeah.
Big old dude.
Yeah, that was a fun game. That game especially was fun because younger brother Brennan walked on. 2017, he was playing special teams.
Yeah.
So he's playing special teams, makes a play. I go out on defense, make a play. That was really cool. But 2018, the week prior to that game, in the 3rd game against Missouri, he goes out in defense for the very first time. And he makes, like, I think he had a tackle or two. So Boston College, they started subbing him in and out. So we were playing together.
That's amazing.
Me and him on the field at the same time.
Yeah.
Brothers, dude.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. We combined on a tackle. I'm Boston College, and they started saying
awesome.
Thieneman on the tackle.
Yeah.
It's like that was really cool. So we just had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And on the record, statistically, we can look this up if we wanted to. Purdue defense performed the best that entire season anytime Brennan and I were both on the field.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like clip this and then like throw the statistic on. It's like they actually did perform the best when you guys on the field. And we'll take a pause. I want to stay there for a second, because as you're going through these experiences, because you have, is it just you and your 2 brothers, or do you have more siblings?
So it's me and Brennan. We got younger brother Dylan.
Yep.
And then we have a sister as well.
Yeah.
She's the youngest.
Yeah.
Kira.
So you have 3 other siblings watching you go through this. They see you, like you're coming out of high school. They see you take a chance on yourself, and then they watch you go through these different injuries and obstacles and deal with the politics and a coaching change, surgery number 5, surgery number 6. Like, speak to like when those moments, and maybe you didn't have these moments, the moments where you wanted to give up, the moments you wanted to stop fighting and settle for a mechanical engineering degree and go make 6 figures when you graduated. You know, speak to those moments where you were on edge, but you knew that there were people watching you. Is that something that pushed you through those moments as well?
Sort of. There was one moment in particular. It was that 2016 season, the very first game on my very first kickoff. So this is my first play as a college football player. Opening kickoff of the year. And I'm in like the middle of the front row. And so, you know, you get out there, I got to block the R4. So it's like, all right, so you get out there, you count 1, 2, 3. Oh, that couldn't be right. 1, 2, 3. 6'4", 250 pound tight end.
And you got to run straight
You got to
back,
run back.
and you got to
stop.
stop.
Turn around. You got to block. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. And I look over the side, and I could see like in the front row there was my brother Dylan and my sister Kira, and they were like really young at the time. And so I just remember thinking like,
they can't see me. Just get
can't back down now.
Yeah.
Right? Here we are. And so just locked in, made the play. And so I'm the oldest, and I like being the oldest because I always saw it as I get to set the tone for the rest of the family. And so like that was just kind of how I viewed it. Like I was just always going to set the tone, always going to be the thermostat, not the thermometer. So I think that they just kind of followed suit. So like they see me going through that, and it's like, okay, well, this is what we do. This is how we operate. And so Brennan had his own injury history. Brennan had his own struggles. Like he had to overcome the same political BS that I did, even later and longer. Dylan has had his own struggles. Like it's just a fact of playing the game. But it's just we have a way that we operate as a family, and it's how we approach everything. And we will come in and take over, and we will win because
you did.
We won't,
like you did.
We will not stop. So.
Yeah. It's like when you came in, it's like we're not gonna start a white safety. They ended up by the time you was doing, they had 2 white safeties on the field at the same time.
They had 2.
You not only set the tone of like this is how we operate, it actually made it not easier, but the name rings a bell. Like when they thought Thieneman, they're like, okay, first there's Jake, now there's Brennan. Are we gonna see the same thing? And they did. Brennan, like same exact thing, like walked on, started scholarship, the whole thing. Then comes Dylan. Okay, we've had 2 Thienemans come in here so far. What's this third one gonna do? So it's like you as the tone setter, like you establish that foundation, for the rest of your siblings of like, we're gonna come in, we're gonna work hard, and we're gonna set the tone. So when the next one comes in, it's like you already know what he's coming with. Because the first one went through 6 surgeries and we couldn't keep his behind off the field. So it's like we might as well just not kid ourselves with the other 2. That's amazing, man. Like through all the hardship that you experience, the setback to the obstacles, not only because you promised yourself that you would give it all you had, with that asterisk, but other people watched you do that too, and they didn't have a choice because they had already seen it's possible. So there was never a question of like, can I do this? Like Jake did it. That means I can do it too.
100%, dude. And there's 2 things on that. Like one is it's contagious. So like I set the tone, and then that's going to trickle down. And then it's like that's just how we operate, right? Just same as a program. If you set the tone that like we operate at a certain level, and because we do, we win games. That's just like that's everyone falls in line with that. Yeah. But when you're on the fence, you're not all in. And you're like I hope we win this game. And it's like you got half to 3/4 of the guys that are just going to be like not fully locked in. Yeah. Because most people aren't leaders, and that's okay. That's a fact of life. Yeah. They're just going to follow suit with whatever the leaders on the team do. Yep. And so when you don't have like everybody locked in on that, then they're just going to kind of default to their average setting. The
default to average.
Yeah. The other side of that is like floors and ceilings. So I talk about this with Dylan. So like I took the bet and I walked on because I thought I could go play D1. And so I was trying to make it. I was going to make it. And so that was a ceiling I was trying to break through, to become that Division I player. Yeah. Well, I did it and Brennan did it. So now Dylan's coming along. That's his floor. Right? Like that's par for the course for him. Yeah. Now. So like he's got to, and every younger brother wants to outdo their older brother. Yeah. That's just how it is. Yeah. And so and as an older brother, I want both
I was
going
to say as an older brother, like
100%. Yeah. So so like he's got to, that's his floor, and so he's going to take it to a new height, which he did.
Yeah, he is. We're back at 2018 season. 2018 season. Start 0-3, 3-game winning streak. Okay. Now we're 50-50. Yeah. Ohio State comes in. Yeah. And we spoke briefly about the difference between how your team can play when everyone believes and how they play when 3/4 of them do or don't. Because when you're playing on the field with 11 or 10 other dudes, I need all of us to at least believe,
Yeah.
right? And then you call the right play, then you play, all that follows. But how did you come and bring the team together to beat a team like Ohio State that year?
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't do it. So at the time, there was a guy by the name of Tyler Trent, Purdue student. Dude loved Purdue, Purdue superfan. He unfortunately was battling cancer, and he had just an unbelievable temperament and mindset and approach to that. So he's fighting for his life, but is still most super positive, smiling, just soaking up, every minute because he's fighting for his life.
Yeah.
And so he was around the team, around the facility throughout that whole season.
I remember that.
And it gave everybody perspective. So we're talking about, playing football games, winning and all this stuff. And it's it's do or die. And your entire self-worth is wrapped up in whether you win that game or whatever. But it's just so easy to forget that we're playing a game for entertainment.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be fun. And so having him, one, was just incredibly inspiring to see how someone was approaching that incredible battle that they were facing. And then two, it gives you perspective for what really matters and what's really important.
Yeah.
So it distracted everybody from, oh my gosh, we're playing Ohio State and they're number 2, and they got the team, they had the squad that year.
Yeah.
So it kind of, not, I don't want to say pulled back the curtain, but they didn't seem. Sometimes going into those games, it's this unbeatable
It's
team.
the brand.
Yeah.
It's
but
Ohio State. It's not the players. It's Ohio State.
But no, it was just, they were just a team. It was we're not dying, which is the perspective that we got from Tyler.
Yeah.
And seeing how he was approaching his fight was just incredibly inspiring. So
Yeah.
That is what gave everyone the spark that this doesn't seem impossible.
Yeah.
We're going to play this game and we're going to come back the next week. So that was kind of the energy and the approach that led into that. And then all week you could just feel it in practice.
I remember.
We just felt it.
We had a great week of practice.
We all just knew. We just knew the whole week in practice, just feeling it. And then before the game, it was cold and windy, that October night, man. So, there was that skirmish, that fight before the game and everything. And I just remember from the coin toss to we go out on the first play, they kick it off. We kick off, it was a touchback.
Yeah.
Their offense goes out. We're out there. We're lined up. I'm man on the tight end. Tight end jumps off sides. I knew we were going to win this game. They just weren't ready.
Yeah.
They weren't prepared.
Yeah. Because they saw us as Purdue.
Yeah.
It's that's Purdue. We're going to go on and we're going to roll almost on.
Yeah.
National television, to them, national television is the normal. And then to other teams, it doesn't matter because we're Ohio State. They're expecting that we're going to change our perspective. And sometimes some teams do that and it can be to their benefit. But ultimately as a team, it's not, of thinking that this is anybody else but a football team. I can't see you as Ohio State. You're not you are a football team that I'm playing today. It's not Ohio State is as soon as you let that stuff creep in, as soon as you let the media get to you, as soon as you let the story build up and influence how you play, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. And I remember that season, the impact that Tyler Trent had on the perspective that we had on life in that season. And the gift that he was, and also the national light that was shed on him and his story and his family. And I think his brother's on the team now.
Yeah,
Ethan, he's on scholarship now. But that was a special moment. It really was. And that was my first year on the team. I wasn't even pass. I was waving towels, standing on the bench.
You're going crazy.
Yeah, I was like, are we good?
Yeah.
But no, it was just moments like that because the battle you talked about, now I didn't have 6 surgeries, but no, very similar in terms of facing the obstacles of mindset and a political BS that just come with being a walk-on. But it's moments like that made me appreciate being on the sideline and not being in the stands. And that's not to knock anybody, but when you go for something there's consequences, but there's also the payoff of like you took a chance on yourself, and moments like this are why you do it. You know, to have that moment, not just against Ohio State, but with the Tyler Trent story and situation and the perspective that he brought us as a team, I really do think it changed that season for us.
100%. 100%. It shows you what's possible. Like going up against, and again, like it's not to make Ohio State out to be this big bad monster, but it's like we were just on different levels as a team. Yeah. And so, oftentimes in those battles, it seems like this like David versus Goliath. Like, how are we going to stop this monster? Yeah. But it's like when you just believe it's possible, when everyone is on the same page with the right culture and believes it's possible, you can do anything. Yeah. Anything. And that goes for any organization, professional, a business, a team, you individually. Like anything is possible. Belief bends reality. It does. It does. But you just have to. Yeah, you just got. That's the hardest part. And then follow through with the right action. Yeah. But you talked about like you were on the sideline to experience that moment because you took the chance. So many people don't take the chance. I don't know if you had this experience when you would talk to people, but for the first like 2 or 3 years, anytime someone would find out I was on the football team, they would look me up and down and they'd be like, "So are you walk on?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." Yeah. And then immediately they'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. You know, I wanted to walk on, but then, my shoulder or my knee and my hip and this and that and this and that bullshit excuse for why they were soft." And then they didn't take that chance. They didn't bet on themselves. They didn't do it. And so instead they like justified why they didn't do it. Yeah. And so it's just like people don't bet on themselves. They don't take that risk. Because even if it doesn't work out, like you're always going to be more proud of yourself for taking the chance than you will for being scared and not doing that. Yeah. And then every time that you are scared and you don't take that chance, it gets harder to do it. It gets harder to do it. It gets harder to do it every time. Yeah. And you eventually just like you get so off course of this person you thought that you wanted to be, that you could be, that you accept, your mediocre reality.
Yeah. And then you get upset at your own mediocrity. Yeah. Like you get upset, like, oh man, why didn't I take that chance? I guess I'm not good enough. Oh, I won't. And then you get stuck in, it's a form of comfortability, but you're also trapped in a sense. Yeah. Of
literally.
When you don't take that chance and then you keep running in this situation where there's another time to do it, it's that duality again of the stuff that you face of like, okay, another injury comes. Am I going to be mopey about it, or am I going to face it because I've already faced it before? And in the sense of, because you can carry this into life as well, of you miss that chance. Okay, am I going to miss this one too? Or am I going to sit back and just be comfortable of consistently missing chances at doing something different, And this conversation I've had a bunch of times recently with friends, with colleagues, of like the cost of doing something great is embarrassment. Like, or the cost of entry is embarrassment. Yeah. Like to be honest, like for my situation, like I walked on and I didn't get much playing time out of it. I didn't. Like for 3 or 4 seasons, I tried my best. I did everything that I could. I faced the political bullshit. I faced injuries. I went through a new coaching regime, like same story, right? But it just didn't pan out for me. And I was embarrassed. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was confused because even with the new coaching change, like fresh start. And I came out and I was killing it. Like I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew my assignment. I went out there and I made plays. I was big enough, strong enough, and fast enough, and it still didn't matter. So it's like I was frustrated. I was embarrassed because of all my friends are coming to the game, but they're not coming to watch me because I ain't out there, So they're asking for tickets to just come watch the game, and I got the best seat in the house, And I got family coming from across the country, and I feel like I'm failing them. But what I didn't know is that I prepared me for where I am right now. For one, I have all these experiences to communicate on platforms like this. Secondarily, as I'm coaching these kids, I can tell them what I know because of where I came from. I can tell them, it's like, bro, I understand what it's like to not play. Because, kids, everybody thinks they can come in their freshman year and they think they should start. I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea how unprepared you are. And I can tell them, like, I understand how you feel, but you need to give yourself some time. But when I tell them of the expertise that I bring and that I have, I didn't know that all the practices that I sat getting mental reps were preparing me for how I can teach other kids later on. So even though it didn't work out for me to have a shot at the league or have a shot being, all Big Ten or earning a scholarship. It prepared me for other things in life. But at any point, I could have said, screw this. Like, forget the political BS, forget the not playing over or under guys that I think I'm better than or I'm smarter than or whatever. Or what's worse is seeing guys get chances that I don't think they deserve. Like you talk about the politics. Some of those kids, I'm like, how do you keep getting?
Oh, they get every chance.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
And then some.
Yeah, and then
they still find a way to mess it up.
Yeah, and it speaks to culture of like, why is this allowed? Like, why are you letting this slip by? So like seeing that time and time and time again, one, made me really patient, but also made me really tenacious. Like, okay, like this is another wall that you have to jump over or run through, because you can't run around it. Just take too long, right?
Yeah, but you're playing the game. When you play the game, which is like you take the chance, you shoot for it, you put the work in, like you win or you learn. So it's like you either get the outcome you're going for, or you learn so much through the process that you take it into the next thing.
Exactly.
You only lose, like you don't fail unless you quit or you just don't play the game. So if you don't step in the arena and take that chance, then you never even started. Yeah. And then if you quit, that's when you fail. So as long as you don't quit, it's win or learn along the process. But you talk about like the people that don't take that chance and then they get super off course, they do get trapped. They get trapped inside a prison inside their own minds. It's a prison of their own making. Yeah. Of their own limiting beliefs that they like layer on top of themselves. And they get buried so deep into it. And they're so unhappy and they lack the confidence and they don't know why. Yeah. And it's like, dude, you don't understand that like 6 years ago you folded on yourself and ever since then you've been so scared to jump outside your comfort zone that you just you live inside comfortability. Yeah. It's crazy, ain't it? Like it'll be like 10 years flies by and you're like, what happened? Like, to be honest, like there's chances that I feel like I missed on where I feel like the door was open and I was walking toward it and I just slipped and fell. And it had nothing to do with my effort, had nothing to do with my attitude, but I just screwed up. And some of that stuff truthfully, some of that stuff I carried of like, if the chance comes up again, am I going to screw it up again? And that's another obstacle. So like you have the obstacle itself, and then you have to beat yourself first before you even go and face the obstacle. So it's like this opportunity comes up before you even get to the challenges that the opportunity brings. You got to beat yourself first. Like you have to get over the mental hurdle of believing in yourself. Like again, that's not just like, that's football and life. Like before you go face Ohio State, you got to believe first. Because now they're a team where if you don't believe, they will run you out the building. Yeah. They will destroy you if you don't believe first. Like you talk about those branded teams, they're good enough to do that. Where if you don't show up with the right attitude, it's a wrap. Yeah, you will not win if you don't believe, right? And the same thing goes for certain opportunities. If you half-ass it, no, it's going to chew you up and spit you out. Because some opportunities are too big for you to go in and have half a foot in, or for you to go in and not believe in yourself fully, even if it doesn't work out the way you anticipated. But like you mentioned, you didn't lose, you learned something. Yeah. And I ain't got no problem calling things failure. And a lot of business owners that I've met and had on the show have said to fail fast. Like try something and fail as fast as you can. Because the more and the faster you fail, the more you learn. Yeah, it's a quicker feedback loop. Exactly. Like the best feedback is failure. Yeah. It's like, okay, that didn't work. What happened? How can I do better? But you literally don't know until you step off. You won't know until you take the first step, man. You got to jump. You got to jump. And you can't jump with 1 foot. No. 2 feet. Some got to go all in. Yes. That's why we're all in performance. Yeah. Yeah. So speak to, and I know that I would actually love for a separate episode to talk about your NFL stint, but speak to how you took this mentality into all in performance. Because, I see on Instagram, you're really, really adamant about health. And you're really adamant about, especially as an athlete, like coming out, you don't want to do nothing. Like I just spent the last 4 years at 6 a.m. lifts. I just want to sit down. But your body needs you to still take care of itself. But that's all up here. Like it's another obstacle, right? So how have you taken that mentality of you faced all the injuries, you faced all the obstacles,
you accomplished all that you could at the collegiate level, went to the NFL, and now you have founded a business that incorporates that mentality too. So talk about that.
100%. So it was quite a journey, and I would definitely be open to doing a second podcast because like the back half of the story plays into it so well because like I've got two key experiences that are like two parts of it. So there's the football experience and there's the post-football experience. The football experience is like what we've talked about, right? Like bet on yourself, go all in. Adversity, the setbacks make the story sweeter. Adversity makes you stronger. All of that plays into that building that undeniable person, that unbreakable mindset, right? So you have to go all in and take the leap. You win and you learn. Otherwise, you're just watching from the stands. Then there was the post-football transition where, when you're in football, you have the locker room, you got a schedule, you have a coaching staff, you got a strength staff. So you got accountability at multiple levels. You got competition within your group to be the best player. Then you have competition against another team. And then you have all of the respect and admiration that comes with being that. So there's a lot around you working in your favor for why you do what you do and what gives you that validation. It's both internal and external. But then when you get outside of sport, you lose. You don't have any of that, bro. You have none of that. You're like, I just want to.
Where's my lifting sheet?
Yeah.
My custom made lift. Yeah.
And that's what happens with a lot of people is like because I was just a maniac with it. I like really learned. Like I researched everything I could. Like so I could do my own programming, my own nutrition and training schedule and all of that stuff. But not every guy learns that. Most guys don't. They don't know anything about nutrition. They don't know how to do their own workouts apart from what they do. And so then they get out and they just try to do their own same workouts, but they don't care about it because they're not, you're not training for athletic performance right now. You're typically just training for aesthetics. You just want to look good with your shirt off. Right. And so,
guilty.
And so I struggled with that. I would go through I got out of shape and then I went through periods where I was like, okay, I'm going on a trip. Gonna go super hard for 8 weeks, look good with my shirt off, and then I fall off for 2-3 months after that. And that was a cycle for 3 years. So I was like, okay, this looks a little bit different. How do I adapt to what I learned before with the mindset and the approach to live an everyday life? And so that's why I came up with the 41 cheat codes, which is just like what are all the
cheat codes. That's dope.
Number 41. So so that's where he came up with just what are all of the little things. Whether that's mindset, whether that's just a nutrition, shortcut and everything. Like it doesn't make it easier. It just makes it way more simple. You don't have to make it any harder on yourself than it has to be. There's no shortcuts. It's not easy per se, but it is very simple. And so you don't have to make it any harder on yourself than it has to be. And so with that also, that post-football transition, just learned more of the mindset aspect when you're not an athlete.
How is it different? Because the way that I've tried to approach it is actually by maintaining that mindset of not because, in college, you're pushing for athletic performance. And I've tried to take that same effort and put it towards myself of I don't have to have a goal of tackles or a goal of accolades to train this hard. I can train this hard for myself. So that's how I've tried to maneuver it, I guess. But how have you approached it?
Yeah. So it's what are you getting out of the experience, and then where are you getting it from? So football, it was an outlet for fitness. So you're releasing that aggression. You're working out. You're working your body. There's also a competition aspect, and there's also a status and respect aspect. And so those may not all come from fitness afterwards. You may not, unless you're doing something else where you're competing physically, you're not going to get that competition aspect from fitness. Now you could do bodybuilding, you could do jiu-jitsu, you could do other stuff. But if you're not, you just want to look good, you're not necessarily going to get that from fitness. You have to look inward for the health aspects and why. So if you're all in on being the best version of yourself, all in on being a high performer, all in on being that savage, then you want to optimize, look the best, be the most confident, but also set yourself up with the most health. But then you still have the competition aspect. You got to get it from somewhere. Most of the time that comes from a career profession. And so that's why we aim towards high performers, people that are already kind of down that path. But you got to get it from somewhere else. It could be rec league sports. I play beach volleyball. It's super fun. You go crazy.
Volleyball is actually really fun.
Super fun, dude.
Yeah.
So you go crazy, or you play. I like pickleball too. So it's like you gotta find another outlet for that competition.
Yeah, for me, it's coaching. Yeah,
100%. And then it's the status and respect that comes along with it, right? Every person wants that.
Yeah.
And so where are you drawing that from? That could be like situational status in terms of like a coach. You have status within that realm, or it could be global status, and just rising up through a profession and getting different notoriety that comes along with that. And so it's just like decoupling, like what are the things that you're getting from football, and making sure that you're getting it in other places.
Yeah. No, funny enough, the perspective that I've taken is to try and not look for certain things, because football is its own thing. Like the competition, the stage, the brotherhood, the locker room, it just doesn't exist outside of that environment. For the most part, it just doesn't exist.
Yeah,
like,
you can't recreate the locker room. You can't do it.
Some of the things I witnessed in there, like, cannot be spoken of. Actually,
they shouldn't be.
And they shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be.
I was funny if I was talking to a volleyball player a few weeks ago, and I told her, I was like, any college football locker room on earth will get shut down immediately if you put a mic and a camera in there for 20 minutes.
Oh, man.
It would get shut down, like, instantly. We would have no more college football. But no, there's some things that I do search for, like funny enough, that the competitive itch, I get that from football still. Like the coaching and the teaching and the pouring back into players, like it serves numerous different benefits for me personally. But like the good job, the accolades and the success, like those things are so hard to find for things that you also might not be as passionate about, because football brings, if like you mentioned, you cannot not go full go.
Yeah.
And if you don't love it, get out, because like you'll just be miserable.
Yeah, 100%.
Just from what the game requires. And it's difficult to find something outside of football or athletics or whatever that might be for someone that brings that much out of you.
Yeah.
Like again, for me, it was difficult to make the shift of putting as much effort just for myself as I did with football. And to be honest, I still struggle with that of giving myself that much attention and love and passion and effort, because like if you don't give it to football, you wouldn't have gotten where you got, and I wouldn't have gotten where I've gotten if we didn't put that much effort into it.
Yeah.
So in terms of your programming and how you structure your business and pitch that to others, how have you formulated that message to where it comes in a package of this same passion and this same effort you can give to yourself, and you can receive the same, if not more, from it?
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
So that's where guys mess it up. It's like they have all the tools and the skills from athletics, and they don't apply it to life after. So they don't like decouple it and still be like not everyone struggles with the fitness side. Like most guys, like there's a transition period.
Especially the old linemen, they just drop all that weight. Yeah.
So like there's a transition period, but then they kind of get it going and then get that back on track. But most guys do not get the career professional aspect, and it's like going from like when you're playing, dude, like we're savages out there, like, but then you go into like live in the zoo, like you're going to captivity, and so it's like, I guess I'll get a job.
You're like this caged animal.
Yeah, literally, like, I guess I'll get a job. I'll settle for this, and like shit gets boring. It's not as stimulating as what football was.
Yeah.
And so then you go from that savage in the wild to just being a zoo animal in captivity, and you gotta still take that savage mindset and apply it. Like, don't just settle for some job. See that as a stepping stone. What skills can I build? How can I get better? If you're a football player, there are certain skills that make you great at your position that 100%. You worked on religiously. It's the same in the workplace. Like, stack skill sets, get better, level up, keep, network. Like, keep going, chasing that progression to scratch that competitive itch as well as get that status and respect. And it's the same, like, it's the all-in mindset. You win or you learn. Failure is feedback. You only lose when you quit. You only lose if you never play the game, if you never take that step. How do you take that step? You go all in. And so we found, like, in the first year we were getting really good results with people, but we found that like the biggest part was that initial getting people started, getting people over that hump of all of the like limiting beliefs, and they tried and they failed, and just all the bullshit in their head, getting them over that hump to that first big win to say, I can do this. You unlock that growth mindset with that first big win. But that's a lesson. It's a lesson that has to be earned, not learned.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to go earn it. And so what we came up with was the 41-day all-in challenge. What this is, it was number 41. We didn't get into the story, but I'll say it on part 2, was when I went to the hospital, I was in the ICU. I got out of the hospital, and I had 41 days to get ready to go play in the bowl game again. I had lost 20 pounds, 6 days in the ICU. I had almost died. I asked the doctor, I was like, how, a couple days? Like, how far away was I from not making it? He's like, days. I was like, dude, you had hours. So I was like, I went on my deathbed. I stared death in the face. I didn't blink. Right back to it. 41 days to gain the weight back, get back in shape, get back to it, and play what at the time was my last college football game.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was going to be like my last football game ever. And so that was like the tip, the very tip. Every setback I had led to that moment, which led to me playing in that bowl game, which led to me getting a shot in the NFL, which led me going to the Super Bowl with the 49ers. That doesn't happen if I folded in that moment.
Yeah.
So how can I teach that to people? How can I get people to like unlock and untrap themselves from that prison that exists inside their own mind?
Yeah.
And so that's what we came up with the 41-day all-in challenge. You will not transform yourself in 41 days. It's just not enough time to do it.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to make some dramatic transformation. You can lose a little bit of weight, you can get a little bit of muscle, and you can set yourself down that path. But to shift your identity into that person that is just fit on autopilot year round while traveling and going out and being social and all that stuff, that takes a little bit more time.
Yeah.
This challenge was designed to get people that first big win. So it unlocks that growth mindset and they say, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe in myself. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's all it takes is that first big win, that first opportunity, that first bit of momentum, like a snowball, like that first bit of momentum, and then it just rolls from there.
Yeah.
And so that's what the challenge is. And it is a win your money back challenge. So it's $500 for 41 days. You bet $500 on yourself. And if you hit your goal, which we set with the person, every person's different, but like an example would be lose 10 pounds in 41 days. Very possible. Or you meet the criteria that we set over the time frame, either or. You just do one of those and you win your money back. You win the $500 back.
If you meet the goals that you set, you get your $500 back?
Yeah. So if you came to me and you were like, we talk about a goal. We say, all right, 10 pounds. All right, so for the next 41 days, you're going to do this program, this, and this. We lay it out. We make it ridiculously simple.
Yeah.
And if you can just meet these criteria, which are very reasonable, agreed upon ahead of time, or you lose 10 pounds, I don't care how you do it, just lose 10 pounds, $500 back.
Wow.
So it's I want to teach people how to bet on themselves.
Yeah.
And so literally just put your
money,
lay it out there.
Yeah.
Put your money on the table.
Put some skin in the game. Yeah.
Put some skin in the game. And I have skin in the game too. Because like I don't want to work with everybody. I only want to take on certain people. But I stand by my program and I stand by what I teach and I stand Brett and I's program, we're partnered on it. I stand by it and I stand by the service we provide. So if you join the program and you don't feel like you got the value, you didn't like it, whatever, 100% unconditional satisfaction guarantee, I will pay you $500. So you bet.
So
you bet
you will not only get your $500 back, you will pay them $500.
100%. So you bet $500 on yourself. You hit your goal, meet the criteria. You win that $500 back. If you have a bad experience, you don't like it, I will give you your $500 back, and I will pay you $500. I got skin in the game too.
That is some program. Tell you what, that's some program. Now, I don't know, maybe we'll see. You might have just cheated me out of $500, but
I didn't cheat anybody, man. You're gonna get value with that.
I'm gonna get value with that. But no, man. I know that we're about at time here, but one, got to do part 2.
100%.
Number one. Number two, like I had no idea, like the story and the obstacles and the challenges that were brought to you just to play football, like just to put yourself in a position to be able to play, you know? So no, I appreciate your story, your vulnerability, and your time. We definitely got to do a part 2. But no, I'm excited to hear more about your program and on performance in the next one for sure. and then about your experience in the NFL.
Absolutely, man.
But no, any lasting words and things you wanted to say about your program or about your business?
Just if you're curious about the details of the free 41-day all-in challenge, win your money back challenge, just shoot me a message on Instagram. It's at jake.thieneman. Thieneman is Thieneman. Shoot me a message on there. Message me all in, and I'll send you the details.
Amazing, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for everybody that's listening. This has been the FBA podcast, hosted right here at the Ovation Center in Carmel, Indiana. But until next time, man, I appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me on.
This is your first podcast?
No, I've done a few. Oh, okay. So I got a story down a little.